catch no fame because I'm worth too many M's, you dig? Hey, what's going on, man?
You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put
Democrats
on, you ain't from the hood. You ain't never got put on,
You ain't from the hood.
Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on,
You ain't from the hood.
Oh, I live in the hood, ass nigga. Never got put on, always claiming the hood though. Oh, you fucking with the homegirl, but don't come to the hood with none of your damn homeboys. They don't get a pass. Had a little homies press they ass for your tattoos. Hey, your mama waking up to some bad news. The plug saying groove, I'm a dime. I was long in the race, skinny nigga with the braid. Took a 2-man fade. I'm really from the hood. I took a fucking break to get my money right. But I was banging on the plane in the meeting with Jermaine. They like, poet, oh, you bang? They forgot where I came from. I was gang banging when it wasn't fun. Homie doing life right now, cause we don't play the from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So you ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell no. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. And that goes for these hoes too. Start fucking on niggas and throwing these niggas hood up. Ha, little dot. Heard you gave a homie head in the trap spot. Got a throwaway in the stash spot. Boy, you not real, like a Sasquatch.
I gotta put my new donation list up tonight, tomorrow.
I need a mascot. Oh, and Swahili, I'm a damu. My little cousin making paru. My nigga Uzi, he from Fire Deuce. Pad blows, I be hanging with some real whoops. Gang signs out the window when we drive coupes. Making money with some crips like it's 92. Banging on tracks, banging on tracks. Back in my days, it was banging on. You ain't from the hood. Nah, you ain't get put on, you ain't from the hood. So, you ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood. Niggas always claim to set blood ain't from the hood. Hell nah. You ain't never got put on, you ain't from the hood.
Fuck Chris Brown, nigga. Pull up in the hood right now, nigga. Catch your fade, nigga. Fuck, nigga. Frogs.
You ain't from the hood.
What's up in the chat? How y'all doing up in the building on this fabulous Wednesday, Thursday, whatever the hell it is month? I done lost track of days. I been so damn busy. What's up with in the chat? How y'all doing? Where my people at up in here? Sergeant Mode up in the building and the nigga press secretary up in the building. What's up with this Sergeant Mode? Now, today, I have finally found some videos on the liberals' counter to Roe v. Wade. They got a counter, y'all. It's a counter that I've been saying that they should be doing for the last couple of years. It's a counter. They should have been thought of this shit, right? But first, we want to get into a little Roe v. Wade before we get into the counter. We want to get into a little Roe v. Wade and the violence going on with Jane's Revenge and all that shit. Let's get into the history before we get into the cure of Roe v. Wade. Let's get it.
Did Democrats fail, past Democratic presidents, congressional leaders, to not codify Roe v. Wade over the
Hell yeah.
past 5 decades?
Hell yeah, they had plenty of time when Barack Obama was in office. They had 63 senators. They should have done it then. What happened then? Why didn't they think about codifying Roe v. Wade then? Huh? It still would have been codified today. You dumb son of a bitches. They didn't want to do it. That's why.
I think that, to be very honest with you, I do believe that we should have rightly believed, but we certainly believe that certain issues are just settled.
What?
Police rape.
We rightfully believe that certain issues are just settled. Huh? Let's get into Jane's Revenge. What did Jane's Revenge do?
Created a secret organization on the South Side. 7 women arrested for performing abortions.
Certain issues are just
Performing
settled.
Clearly we're not.
abortions.
No, that's right.
Wait. Performing abortions. That wasn't performing abortions. That was murder. They wasn't performing abortions. They were performing murder. Get it straight. They wasn't. You see that 7 women performing abortions in the clinic. No, they were performing murder. This was Jane's Revenge. You see how they try to make it sound simple? 7 women performing abortions in a clinic. No, they were performing murder. And look at Kamala Harris' word salad. We're president.
Police raided a secret organization on the South Side. 7 women arrested for performing abortions.
Certain issues are just settled.
Clearly, we're not.
No, that's right. And that's why I do believe that we are living, sadly, in real unsettled times.
Settled. Everything is settled. I believe everything is settled. I believe we are living in unsettled time because things are just settled. You know what I'm saying? So if we settle down, we can get everything settled, and that will be settled. Can you get it settled? Is that settled? Huh? Do y'all settle that?
Which at the time were illegal. The group went by the nickname Jane.
Well, that's illegal abortions. If it was illegal, that's murder. If you doing abortions, right, and it was illegal at the time, ain't that murder? That's murder.
Jane started here at the University of Chicago when one student asked another if they knew where to get an illegal abortion. That question led to a movement, first to a referral service and then to an underground abortion clinic.
Where they had murder. They was doing murder. I don't know if y'all saw me the other day. I was wearing a damn pro-life suit. I had on a Roe v. Wade suit the other day. I had Unborn Lives Matter sweater with the Black Lives Matter. With the Babies Lives Matter coloring. Oh, it was off the hook. It was a nice outfit. I done it for the pro-life. People was mad at the outfit like, so you believe in little girls. They always bring up that shit, right? So you believe in little girls getting raped? How many little girls out here is getting raped? And why we ain't doing nothing to the rapists? Huh? We always talking about the little girl who got raped is probably 1 out of 15,000 little girls, because every little girl who getting sexually molested ain't getting pregnant. What about the little 10-year-old that's getting raped? What about the little girls getting raped? Let's start doing something. Let's start making these criminals go to jail for longer. Start castrating these motherfuckers. Look, hey, if you rape a little girl, your ass getting castrated. You gonna get hit with one of them things where your dick can't get hard. They done a football player like that? Huh? They done a football player, I forgot his name. They done a football player where he was getting all kind of pussy and doing all kind of rape shit, and they stuck something in his thing so his thing won't get hard no more. I forgot who that was. It was a football player. They can start doing that to child molesters.
Around 11,000 abortions were performed before a police raid in 1972.
Whoa, you hear how many murders that was? That wasn't abortion, that was murders. They still out. These ladies is the worst serial killers ever, and they still out of jail.
When abortion is illegal, it's not medicine, it's felony homicide.
Yes, it's felony homicide. Y'all was committing felony homicide, huh? Now look how the Jane's Revenge people act at protests. They wild as shit. Everybody that's wild lately have been on the Democratic Party. Everybody all the protesters been burning shit down have been from the Democratic Party. All the protesters been getting killed have been getting killed at Democratic protests. All the fucking violence and all the everything, the hate and the stalking and the doxing and everything, the attempted assassination, everything have been done by the liberals these last 2 fucking years. No white supremacy, liberals. They done went from Antifa to Black Lives Matter to Jane's Revenge. Huh? Antifa to Black Lives Matter to Jane's Revenge. They got a different organization for every damn policy they want to pass. Huh? I guess they got the Latinx for the damn immigration. And they got a damn group of people. They got somebody for everybody you want. Huh? Every policy they got. Oh, we want to do some racism? Call in the Black Lives Matter. Huh? We need some terrorist shit to happen, right? A convention fucked up? Call in Antifa. Babies. What we need now? We need Jane's Revenge. These motherfuckers got a group for everybody. Donald Trump, call in the Trump haters. Or call in the accused racismers.
video. Now, if you look at this video, you'll see a woman storming back to her car here. Well, she attacked pro-life protesters and even stole one of the protesters' hats. We were here as everything unfolded this afternoon. Memphis police were even on the scene for several hours after protesters tell us the woman threw used tampons at them.
That's why I had to do this story, because Jane's Revenge and these ladies, these liberal protesters, are throwing tampons, used tampons at people. Right? That's disgusting. Watch what dude say.
She threw that on me, and I can still smell it.
Her pussy must have been bad. He like, look, she threw it on me 30 minutes ago, and her pussy smell is still on me. I still smell it on my shirt. She threw a used tampon on me, and his fish smell is still on there. What is this? Semen? What is this? Simon Crocat? Her fish smell is still on me after she threw the tampon on me. A nasty hoe.
And then she went back to the car and got, again, a Pam that knew had more of the same in it. She was going to the girls, to the other two ladies I'm with. She was heading toward them, and I simply just instinctively blocked it.
And what was going through your mind?
I wanted to block it. I assumed she would turn around and walk off, but she didn't.
Bitch had more tampons to throw.
Goes with the territory.
And so there were a lot of homicide counts against us.
Right? As well it should be. They was performing abortions, right? Thousands of abortions before Roe v. Wade. So it was thousands of counts of murders against them.
7 of us who were arrested. I was one of the 7.
Judith Arcana joined the abortion counseling service of the Chicago Women's Liberation Union in 1971.
There are more crisis pregnancy centers nationwide than abortion clinics.
Right, we fit compare abortion clinics, right, to crisis care centers, right? Now, the Democrats are so cold, right, that these motherfuckers saying the people that help save the babies and help babies be born are crooked, right? They stealing, right? All this shit coming up against now Roe v. Wade is passed, right? Now all the liberal TV and all the Democrats are all going after these crisis clinic center, right? They trying to go after them now, saying they stealing money and we shouldn't be funding them. But we should fund abortions, but we shouldn't fund the clinic that help the babies be born. Ain't that a bitch?
Ms. Matzke, let me ask you something. So you provide health care to women free of charge, right? Is that right?
Absolutely.
You've done this for many years.
Yep.
You have licensed medical professionals at your pregnancy care centers. Is that right?
That is correct.
Pregnancy care center that help the ladies. I mean, through funding, through government funding. That's what we supposed to be funding, not killing the babies.
By then, it had been operating underground at the University of Chicago campus since 1969.
Not even illegal abortions. Remember, they talking about we finna go back to illegal abortions. I guess they talking about we finna go back to Jane's Revenge.
First known as just the service and then Jane's.
At least 13 states have spent nearly $500 million taxpayer dollars to fund them.
And what are some of the resources that you provide for women who come to you in a time of need? So, just give us you talked about it in your written testimony, but just give us a sense of it.
You see how he mad? They done spend over $500 million on these campuses in each state. They done spend all this money on keeping babies alive.
But tonight, NBC News investigates the care they provide as critics warn they spread false information.
These motherfuckers went undercover to a pregnancy center to see what kind of care they provide. Look at this shit. They going undercover the pregnancy centers.
We're heading to a crisis pregnancy center in Texas, one of more than 2,500 in the country. They say they provide free services and abortion information for pregnant women.
And doctors, 5 registered nurses, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, phlebotomists, medical assistants. And we provide prenatal care, OBGYN care. We provide pregnancy tests, ultrasounds, well woman visits, breast exams. We provide a wide range of medical services.
For free. They want to shut these services down.
Yes.
The woman who started it, when she was giving referrals on the phone, this was before the group actually existed.
What they don't say is that they're often affiliated with groups supporting abortion alternatives.
Right? She's saying they are supported by groups who support abortion alternatives. What? The church? God? Who? Huh? They support it. Alternative to abortions.
To learn more about what happens inside, we sent in two NBC News producers to ask for pregnancy counseling.
So, what do you think about the DC politicians now saying that your clinic and the other 3,000 pregnancy care centers around this country are fake medical clinics?
She told the people who...
And Jane revenge is real. It's coming back, y'all. Jane's revenge coming back.
Called to ask for Jane, like Jane Doe, so that she wasn't actually giving away her own name.
Senator Menendez, crisis pregnancy centers jeopardize women's health and well-being, all while elevating unproven theories about birth control.
At a center in the Dallas area, a volunteer told our producer they don't offer abortions, adding abortions can cause infertility.
Like, we don't offer abortions. We offer life here. They're going undercover to find out that these pregnancy centers got alternatives to abortions. Ain't that a bitch?
When asked about the abortion pill, the volunteer said, "My job is not to scare you. You never get over seeing that baby." She then pointed to a small plastic model like this, saying, "Can you imagine one of these in your panties?"
A baby. Watch how disgusted they be. Like, oh, yes, I can imagine it. Why would you try to do that?
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Yeah, so as a taxpayer, this is infuriating. A horrible thing for a woman to be told, and medically totally inaccurate.
Yeah, and
that is a waste.
As a nurse, as a mom, you totally shocked me with that.
What? Saying you're going to abort a baby and this is a baby, how baby going to look coming out of you? She telling the truth. If you abort the baby, that's how it's going to look.
Anna came in as a counselor. Women in need of an abortion would call a discreet number, and then she would call back and set up a time to meet.
We'd have a cup of tea and you'd tell me about your situation.
In the beginning, the members of the group would take care of logistics, connecting and driving patients to a male doctor for the procedure. But then they began doing the abortions themselves.
So they cut out the middleman. Like, we're going to cut out the middleman and we're going to start killing the babies our damn self. We can kill babies too. Huh? They stopped doing the services and start killing the babies.
Lack of accountability and actually no metrics that indicate that it has anything to do with averting abortions.
Senator Warner wrote to Google asking them to censor search results for care centers like yours, saying, directing women to fake clinics.
It's a lie, and it is shaming, and it is grotesque.
Texas State Representative Donna Howard, a Democrat, found an unlikely ally in former Republican State Representative Sarah Davis. They're calling for these nonprofits to be regulated and demanding accountability for a program called Alternatives to Abortion.
They want to regulate alternatives to abortion. These motherfuckers is crazy.
Which helps fund crisis pregnancy centers. In Texas, they outnumber abortion clinics 9-1. When I say alternatives to abortion, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
Waste of money.
Whoa, waste of money. Alternatives to abortion is a waste of money. Keeping babies alive is a waste of money to Democrats. Ain't this a bitch? These motherfuckers is crazy.
Wasted taxpayer dollars.
Just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women got that number, called that number, came to us and got a safe abortion.
It's just a program to make Republicans feel good, like they're doing something to help women.
Huh? It helped women with free prenatal care, free testing, free cancer screening, free breast screening, free tampons, free paperwork, free literature, free advice. What? It don't help women? Oh, because they don't kill babies.
Does it help women?
No.
The program will cost Texas taxpayers $100 million over the next 2 years.
That traffic and misinformation is dangerous to women's health and undermines the integrity of Google's search results. Do you run a fake clinic? I mean, is that what's happening here? You don't provide actual medical care to actual women?
This is probably the only program, at least that I'm aware of, where the legislature basically writes a blank check without knowing what they're getting.
Until their operation was raided by police on May 3rd of 1972.
Operation raided for baby murders. What do you think happened to them with all them murders? $1,100. Was she doing an interview with 1,100 murders under her belt?
While some of the centers provide free services like diapers, ultrasounds, and STD testing, none of the Texas facilities are licensed medical providers, though some women report believing that they are.
We absolutely do not run a fake clinic.
At another center our producers visited near the border, a female staffer implied abortions can cause cancer and infertility. She then played a video saying they also cause mental illness. All of that categorically false.
You don't know. It caused it in some cases. You don't know that. It's not 100% false. It's not 100% true, but it's not 100% false.
Hannah and 6 other women were charged with abortion and conspiracy to commit abortion.
Alternatives to Abortion in Texas has also received federal tax dollars, $45 million over the last 15 years, money intended as temporary help for needy families.
And we have a full medical staff. Like I said, many of our medical professionals have experienced abortion for themselves, including our OBGYN doctor who used to perform abortions.
These are desperate people who need these funds. And instead, it's going to a program that provides things like pamphlets, that provides some classes.
But months later, the Supreme Court's decision on Roe v. Wade legalized abortion. And the case against Arcana and her peers was dropped.
Now look at this too shit, right? These women mad about babies being alive, right? And after Roe v. Wade was passed, they let the women that perform illegal abortions off the case. They legalized abortions and they said, okay, all them 1,100 babies that you assassinated are dropped because Roe v. Wade was passed.
Would you go so far as to say that in some instances they are actually committing fraud?
Yes. Yeah.
So our entire medical staff is there for women, whether they choose abortion and walk out the door or whether they choose life for their baby, and we support them for years after that.
The group disbanded. Their services no longer needed.
The Roe v. Wade was passed.
They point to the misinformation and a case currently being investigated in which state funds from the program were allegedly used by the president of a center to buy land for hemp production.
Do you think there ought to be an ideological test to be able to get medical care in this country? I mean, should we say to women, well, you have to agree with the DC Democrats' ideology, otherwise you can't go get medical care, or maybe for you and the physicians who work at your pregnancy care center or the thousands of others across the country, should we impose an ideological test on them and say that, well, you have to agree with the DC Democrats' position on abortion or you can't provide medical care to women?
That's the stance the Democrat is trying to make, right? They're trying to, if we can't have our choice, then you can't have yours. If we can't have abortion, then you can't have life. Huh? That's what James Revere is saying. If we ain't safe, you ain't safe. But we finna get into how they preventing this shit, right? We're gonna get into the prevention of it, right, in a minute.
Should we do that in this country?
Absolutely not.
Who's to blame?
Well, the legislature.
Yes, but the leadership that we have in this state has pushed an agenda that has made it impossible to have any real dialogue about what is really going to make a difference in the lives of these women and their families.
But now, with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, Arcana says she expects groups like hers will be popping up across the country.
And they is. They popping up across the country, all right. They more violent now, right? They're not performing abortions, but they are performing threats and peaceful protests and doxing and paying people to fine people and shit like that. They into something else now.
A group called Jane's Revenge promises more graffiti and fire bombings if abortion isn't safe. You aren't either. We are everywhere, they write.
Many, many, many people need abortion health care.
And so far, they've been everywhere. Washington State to Florida to Washington, D.C. They've struck 10 times since the leaked opinion on abortion.
And that was the first week, right? Attacking churches ain't got nothing to do with the Roe v. Wade decision. They support life. They have nothing to do with the decision. They can't overturn it. So why is you attacking the church? All they do is support God and life, but you want to attack them. What purpose is attacking them? What is this going to do? Intimidate. What good is intimidating the church is going to do to the Supreme Court judge decision? Huh? What is this showing? This is the most demonic shit in the world. You burning down churches because you can't kill babies. What? Think about it. They're attacking churches, which is innocent, because they can't kill babies. That is demonic.
Last night, our church was vandalized. People broke in. They overturned statues. They tore down the Stations of the Cross. They desecrated the tabernacle and tried to set the church on fire.
Huh? All this because they support life. Has nothing to do with the decision, has nothing to do with politics, has nothing to do with life. Right? But you want to attack these churches. For what? For supporting life?
That's just a fact of life. It's been true for thousands of years. It's not going to change.
I believe that this is because of the church's stand on the issue of life. There are those who believe that we do not have even the right to practice our faith.
In this exclusive video from a New Orleans parish,
they showing the fuck don't. They showing the fuck don't. Look what they doing. They to the churches, destroying them.
Mass goons came in the night, toppled this statue of the Virgin Mary, and then stole it. They've come back to steal other statues since. The perpetrators have yet to be found.
What purpose is that doing? What good is that doing? How is that helping the decision with Roe v. Wade? This is straight intimidation and demonic shit. Look at what the world is coming to. We're coming to a place where we're taking God out and putting Satan in, and we're attacking the church. Huh? Because they don't want to kill babies.
Or charge.
However, and this is the important thing to remember, however, we are the church. We are the living stones. We are the body of Christ.
I just want to ask in my few remaining seconds here, Miss Harley, the Dobbs decision, as I understand it, I've read it now a number of times, it gives to voters the decision as to what laws should be pertaining to life and pertaining to abortion in all 50 states and other jurisdictions around the country.
One of the consequences of the court taking this out of the democratic process is today's modern Democrat Party has become radicalized on abortion.
Radicalized. Huh? And I like how Ted Cruz for to break it down. The history, right? How Democrats used to support no abortions and they used to support pro-life. They used to support it. They used to be human. But something got into the Democratic Party where these motherfuckers has got demonic. Nuclear family, gone. Huh? Education for black people, gone. The homicide, look, I put it on my Facebook the other day. since Kamala Harris and Joe Biden been in office, the only race in the world where the birth rate went down, homicides went up, and poverty became more was the black community. No other community. Homicides up, birth rate down, poverty, more poverty. Huh? We supposedly got the worst of the Wuhan, the worst of the gang violence, the worst of the inflation. We got the worst of everything. Black people under under Donald Trump, who flourished the most? Black people. Under Joe Biden, who hurting the most? Black people. You add it up.
I'm just curious, do you know what percentage of voters in this country support the DC Democrats' position that they want to impose on the entire country, a one-size-fits-all rule they want to impose from the top down? Do you know what percentage of voters support their position, which is also, by the way, the same position taken by North Korea?
You damn right, Bluegrass Berserker. This is a Marxist position right here. These people are Marxists. They're telling you every single day they're Marxists. They're not hiding it. You're right, Bluegrass Berserker. They're not even hiding it no more. You can see it. I don't think people know the definition of Marxist, or they know the definition of what the Democrats are doing right now. Maybe I need to break that video down.
And China, other notable violators of human rights. Do you know what percentage it is?
The case Planned Parenthood versus Casey. A lot of people don't know that the Casey in question there was Governor Bob Casey, who was a Democrat and was pro-life.
Huh? A pro-life Democrat. They named the case after. Everybody think it was probably a Republican. No, it was a pro-life Democrat.
I know that nearly 90% of Americans oppose abortion in the third trimester. The number that would support abortion up to the moment of birth has to be minuscule. It's a horrific policy.
Today's Democrat Party has said if you're pro-life, get the hell out. Your views are not welcome in our party.
You're not welcome, Bluegrass Berserker. Get the hell out. Huh? If you don't believe what the Democratic Party believe in, get the hell out.
Based on the most recent Harvard poll that was just released just a few days ago, it less than 10% of voters say that they would support abortion into the final month of pregnancy, and yet that is the law that the DC politicians want to impose on every voter in America to take this away from the people.
Part of the reason that Democrats in this hearing are painting the Dobbs decision in such apocalyptic terms is they know their view of abortion, which is unlimited abortion on demand up until the moment of birth, partial birth abortion with government funding, with no parental notification and no parental consent, is supported by a tiny minority of Americans. They know that the voters, when given a chance.
Hell no, they wouldn't. Huh? Abortion on demand with no parental? Come on, man.
Don't support that radical view.
Take it away from my state. Take it away from all the other states and the voters in the states, but impose this law uniformly that is not supported by 90% of the American people.
And I will point out, there was a time when Democrats used to say the same thing. We all remember Bill Clinton, who said he wanted to see abortion safe, legal, and rare.
Huh? Remember that? Democrats? Remember Bill Clinton? Look how the time evolved. Bill Clinton to Obama to Biden. Look how it evolved.
Talk about anti-democratic. At the same time, they want to shut down 3,000 pregnancy care centers all around this country.
Today's Democrat Party doesn't want it rare. It wants as much abortion as possible.
And shut down the pregnancy center. Open up abortion and shut down the pregnancy centers.
That's radical.
Even in states where abortion is banned with no exceptions.
At the same time, more men are...
Hold on. This is the liberals' answer to abortion. This is the liberals' way. Remember I say the birth rate is going down and people not wanting kids and the new generation X or Z or whatever the fuck it is, right? This is the generation right here, right? They don't want no kids. They don't want no children. They don't want none of that. So they're taking procedures to do that, right? You want to know what they're doing?
Are taking action themselves in the aftermath of Roe v. Wade, turning to vasectomies. Niggas
getting their shit snipped Vasectomies are on the rise right now. Liberals, you should have been doing this. If you want to protect the women and you don't want to kill the baby, get a procedure. There's plenty of procedures you can get where your ass ain't got to kill no baby. You can still do your thing, be as freaky as you want to, and you won't be killing no babies, right? Don't worry about no family later on and no shit like that. But the procedure, hurt yourself, mutilate yourself, and don't mutilate the baby, huh? This is the new shit. Good. I clap it up for the liberals. Good shit, liberals. Mutilate yourself and don't mutilate the babies. Good shit. Bravo. Snip yourself and don't snip the baby. Bravo. Give it up for the liberals.
Number of Google searches for the word vasectomy peaked just one day after the Supreme Court's ruling last month. And now doctors are saying that it's not just searches. More patients are asking for the procedure.
We also spoke with a doctor who said the way he found out about the Supreme Court's decision that day is by the sheer number of phone calls coming into his clinic.
Huh? Snip. Get the snip job, y'all. You won't kill the baby.
We're seeing 4 or 5 patients a day for follow-ups and ultrasounds.
He said they tripled their normal volume, and the number of men signing up for the procedure tripled too.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is the abortion clinic closing down, right? The abortion clinic is closing down. They need donations now to stay alive, right? They're doing 1 of 3 checkups a day, but they need abortion money.
To try and help his staff and keep up with the cost of insurance and rent, Dr. Isaacson started a GoFundMe.
IRL. Abortion clinics got to go to a GoFundMe now. Well, you ain't got to go to no GoFundMe because the niggas getting snips. So it's going to be less babies because they're getting it snipped. You ain't got it where you going to be put out of business anyway. They're getting snipped.
In real life, Manuel Bojorquez is in Miami Shores with more. Manny, I'm going to be watching this very closely. Good morning.
That's right. Good morning.
We're trying to keep our staff as long as we can. There's this possibility that things may change and we may be able to open up.
Adding to the confusion, the legal limbo the state is in. This week, a U.S. district judge announced his decision to block the personhood law from being used to criminalize abortion providers.
From his office near...
He got that plan from the Joe Biden office itself.
Tampa, urologist Doug Stein calls patients who are under 30 or do not have children to discuss whether they are 100% sure they want a vasectomy.
The 2021 statute essentially gives all legal rights to unborn children. The state AG's office releasing a statement after the ruling, saying it was based on an interpretation of Arizona law that their office did not agree with.
Right? So they're not sticking with the baby is protected law. You know what I'm saying? The baby life is protected. They said we don't agree with that shit. So Arizona is showing a little blue blood up in them, huh? They showing all that blue up in them. We don't protect babies like that. It's not recognized by us. So we can't pass that law in this court.
We generally see about 12% in our practice men who are child-free.
And
men are child-free. Getting a vasectomy. Good.
Focus remains bringing clarity to the law for Arizonans.
That is a step. There remain blocks to us feeling comfortable providing any abortions in Arizona.
And then we generally see about 12% of men who are under the age of 30. But the number of both young and child-free nearly doubled.
What? Right? Say goodbye to the next generation. The next generation gonna be short and fucked up. We're not having no more kids with our people. We're shipping people over here and let them have kids. Right? Well, we tell Americans don't have kids, don't have babies. Babies are bad. Get an abortion. Freedom of choice.
That clarity is what Dr. Isaacson is waiting on. The state AG and the interim Maricopa County attorney say a territorial law banning almost all abortions is in place. Attorney General Brnovich has repeatedly ignored our requests for an interview.
The 2-doctor practice performs 6 vasectomies an hour most days. Some decisions not just made by men, but by families.
50% of our calls are from women.
Huh? 50% of the calls are from women. Hey, I need a vasectomy. I need you to cut this nigga nuts. Yeah, he think he finna have a baby by me. He got another thing coming. I'm finna sign him up. He don't know about it yet, but it's his birthday gift. He get his nuts clipped for his birthday gift.
Now, Dr. Isaacson is putting things in storage.
We don't know when that clarity will come and what that clarity will be.
Abortion clinic packing the fuck up. They asking for donations and shit. They packing their shit. Ha!
In Phoenix?
Just uncertain at this point.
I just need you to print, sign, date it.
27-year-old Thomas Figueroa says he and his girlfriend do not want children, so getting a vasectomy was always on his mind.
Getting a vasectomy was always on his mind. She talked him up into it. Get a vasectomy. Get your nuts clipped. Look, he young. How you know this relationship is going to last forever? You probably don't want to be with her no more, but you got your shit snipped.
I've always thought about this decision. The Supreme Court did push me to finally do it.
Oh, the Supreme Court pushed him to do it, right? Well, thank you, Supreme Court. You pushing niggas to give vasectomies. Less babies. Less babies dying because more niggas getting their nips, they shit clipped. Because imagine how many abortions they would have had. They told you, I don't want to have no kids, and we're not having safe sex. So the best thing to do is get your shit snipped.
In San Antonio and the U.S., doctors say birth control is in demand after the fall of Roe v. Wade. Some women have voiced their fear that the Supreme Court's decision could threaten other reproductive treatments and rights to contraception.
The procedure, which blocks sperm from entering semen, is outpatient and takes about 10 minutes with about a 2-day recovery.
And they're not alone. In a statement, the American College of Physicians says, in part, quote, the decision has the potential to restrict the ability to access contraception or fertility treatments in some states.
As opposed to a female tubal ligation, which is riskier and much more invasive.
A female tubal ligation, right? The dude getting his nuts snipped is much safer than a woman getting her pussy glued.
One OBGYN here in San Antonio says there's been specific interest in tubal ligation.
But women are still getting their pussy closed, right? Women getting their pussy closed and men getting their shit snipped. Good looking out liberals, getting your pussy closed and your nuts snipped.
Most commonly known as getting your tubes tied.
For Figueroa, this is also about easing the burden on women who have had their constitutional right to abortion taken away.
The Roe v. Wade passed the abortion, the Roe v. Wade, they overturned Roe v. Wade. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get my nuts cut, you know what I'm saying, because I'm going to get neutered because I want to protect a woman's right. Well, you protecting a woman's right. Damn it, give it up for the liberals for protecting the woman's right and getting their nuts snipped.
Traffic has picked up at Dr. Cristina Gutierrez's office at St. Luke's Hospital.
In my office is that we are putting in a lot more IUDs and contraceptive implants than I would say compared to this time period a year or two ago.
Good looking up. Good looking out. Save a baby and get your pussy closed.
And for those who feel restrictions on birth control could come next.
However, most women come in asking for the irreversible contraception form, tubal ligation.
I feel for a lot of men, especially for myself, that this is a way where they're trying to protect their girlfriends, they're trying to protect their partners,
Look, they getting their pussy closed and they getting their dick snipped. They getting their nuts snipped. I'm trying to protect my partner. I'm trying to protect my future. I'm trying to protect my family. What family? You ain't got no family. It's you and the bitch. That's it. That's it. That's all. Ain't no family unless you talking about your mama and your daddy and your brothers. Who you protecting with them? If you talking about protecting your family, it's you and the bitch.
trying to protect their future partners.
Having your tubes tied actually is the most common form of contraception.
In Houston, Jordan Castro's post about getting a vasectomy went viral. He did it last fall after Texas passed a law banning abortion after about 6 weeks of fertilization.
It's a trend now. Niggas getting their nuts snipped is a new trend now. I'm finna go on the thing and do the get yourself neutered challenge. Huh? For all the liberals who got a problem with Roe v. Wade, get neutered. Then the women can't get pregnant and then she can't have no babies. Get neutered. Today, I'm finna do a commercial. Matter of fact, I'm finna do a Roe v. Wade commercial, right? I should have thought of that. I wish I would have done this live yesterday, so I would have thought of it yesterday. I'm finna do a damn Roe v. Wade commercial, y'all. Huh? That's what I'm finna do. Roe v. Wade, hi. You want to get Roe v. Wade get your nut snip commercial.
According to Dr. Gutierrez, women as young as 21 qualify for the procedure, yet many like TikToker Olivia Downs have taken to social media to share their doctor's hesitancy or refusal for tubal ligation. One of her videos posted on TikTok has been viewed more than 3 million times.
I like that option. Well, no, you might meet Mr. Right.
Really try to put yourself in a woman's shoes. I really think guys should take that into account and just take a little bit more responsibility.
And while ethically a doctor cannot refuse the procedure without citing medical concerns, they can encourage the patient to consider all contraceptive options.
The greatest risk.
You can consider everything before you get the little nut snipped. Consider everything. Everything. You got to. Don't get the little nut snipped.
Is the risk of regret.
And while vasectomies are reversible, not all reversals are successful.
If ultimately refused by a provider, the patient can request that it be noted in their medical chart in case they plan to seek a second opinion.
And do you see this as a trend that will continue or just kind of a spike?
I think that maybe where the spike is over and we're tapering down a little bit, but I think we haven't tapered back down to pre-Roe overturn numbers.
Well, keep the numbers steady then. Keep the numbers steady. We need to hold a commercial, y'all. I'm finna share. Look, I'm finna do a commercial. Y'all need to share. You know what I'm saying? You're tired of having babies? Get your nuts snipped. Get your nuts cut. And you won't have that problem.
I've had some young guys like in their early 20s who aren't even married who say, oh, I want a vasectomy. And I really try to discourage that because I like to tell people that it's sort of, it's simple to do, not always easy to reverse.
Well, I'll tell you this. When Roe versus Wade was decided, one Democrat who spoke up against it was a fellow named Joseph Robinette Biden.
Joseph Biden, that's Joe Biden if you don't know. That's Joseph.
Who said in 1974, quote, I don't like the Supreme Court decision on abortion. I think it went too far. I don't think that a woman has a sole right to say what should happen to her body. That was Joe Biden in 1974. And you may say, okay, that was a long time ago.
Now, Professor Bridges, you said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Like, look what Joe Biden went from, right? Joe Biden went from women don't have a right to kill a baby to men have a right to have a baby. Think about it. That's how far Joe Biden has swung. From women don't have a right to kill the baby to men have the right to have a baby.
All right, let's go to 2007, just 15 years ago. 2007, Joe Biden. Tim Russert says, you supported that ban on late-term abortions. Biden said, I did, and I do. That was 15 years ago.
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy.
Just weeks ago, the Democrats in this body voted to strike down every restriction on abortion across this country, including bans on partial birth abortion, and every single Democrat but one voted for it.
There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
That's a lot of people capable of pregnancy. I'm confused. I thought it was just women that can get pregnant. See, they were none this and this, that, and pro this and mix that. All these motherfuckers can get pregnant. God damn!
This isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
What? To this particular topic, it is. Because only women can get pregnant. Well, we can say it affects women, will not exclude other groups. Yes, we can. We got to exclude other groups because only women get pregnant. I don't give a fuck what kind of sis she is.
Now, maybe you might say, you know what, Joe Biden was out of step. Well, there's someone else who had similar views, the chairman of this committee. In a June 1983 letter, the chairman of this committee wrote, quote, I have clearly studied the issue, abortion in depth, in favor of the Eagleton Amendment, which states clearly that the right to abortion is not guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. The effect of this amendment will be to return us to the legal environment which existed before Roe versus Wade in 1973. Signed, Richard J. Durbin, member of Congress.
The nigga that's holding the Senate. The nigga that's holding the hearing. Look how the Democrats done went. They done went from, right? They done went, this is all in the same hearing. They done went from women's right to not kill a baby to a man's right to have a baby.
Oh, so your view is that the core of this right then is about what?
That view continued. In August of 1989, Chairman Dermond wrote, and again I quote, "I believe we should end abortion on demand. And at every opportunity, I have translated this belief into votes in the House of Representatives."
So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic.
Continued to say, "I continue to believe the Supreme Court's decision in Roe versus Wade should be reversed."
Huh? You got somebody saying, look, we should reverse Roe v. Wade. Now they're in the hearing where they're supporting the woman say men can have babies too. How far the Democratic Party came?
That was the view of a lot of Democrats not that long ago.
And it opens up trans people to violence by not recognizing them.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancy?
But then you have this group that's offering $250, up to $250, for the location of any conservative justices. Not all justices, just specifically conservative justices.
You think that black woman was something at the hearing? I don't know if y'all saw that black woman right at the hearing yesterday talking about, oh, it's racist and you're threatening transgender lives. I don't know if y'all saw that lady, but it was a bitch on here crazier than that lady, right? It was a lady on there crazier than this bitch.
What is the difference between a Secret Service agent, having that information and not? Because clearly this is heating up in a way that could be very dangerous.
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender persons have attempted suicide. So I think it's important
because of my line of questioning. So we can't talk about it.
Right. They're using transgenders committing suicide as a defense of we don't want to discuss this, or we don't want to defend it, or we don't want you to talk about the truth or the facts about transgenderism, right? So we're going to say, right, as a defense mechanism, you're causing transgenders to die and commit suicide because you're not recognizing them as a people. Well, hell, don't y'all do enough of that? With all these laws and policies and all the shit Joe Biden, they should feel good. The shit Barack Obama done for them, they should feel good. Joe Biden always talking about him and shit. I'm with you. I'm your friend. The Democratic Party always got your back. Huh? You motherfuckers should feel good. I don't give a fuck who talk about you. The Democratic Party got your back. Huh? Every time you turn around, they got y'all name in their mouth. Transgender this, little kids that, rights this, gay rights, this, that. Every single time. So one little motherfucker asks a question and you want to commit a suicide? All the cheering, all the hoopla, all the laws the Democrats been passing. One motherfucker say something, now all of a sudden you want to commit suicide. Ain't that a bitch? I'm happy. I got somebody on my side. They passed this law for me. They passed this discrimination law for me. They let me get sex changes. They let me do this. They let me swim. They let me run. They let me box. They let me wrestle. Oh, he talked about me. I'm finna kill myself. What kind of shit is that?
From a security standpoint, it's terrible all the way around.
You can just go to a judge's house and threaten the shit out of them.
Just to be clear, you don't want an organization saying, hey, tweet this out because we want everybody to show up.
About women dying. We're talking about more than half the population not being able to make decisions when not even half of this body has a uterus.
Because denying
that bitch is crazy. You think this bitch is crazy right here talking about denying cis women and transgender women can have babies. The other bitch is crazier than her.
Denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist.
I'm denying that trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancy.
But here we are, being silenced yet again. And understand, when you're silencing us, we are actually elected officials like you all. So you're silencing millions of voters.
Do you believe?
This bitch sound like she in a boxing arena. Millions, to the millions and millions of people around the world. Me and Macho Man Randy Savage, to the million Hulkamaniacs. This bitch is crazy. To the millions and millions of Hulkamaniacs, to the million and million of abortion maniacs, listen to me. You're on your side. We're going to kill the babies.
Believe that men can get pregnant?
No, I don't think women can get
So you are
pregnant.
denying that trans people like this thing?
And that leads to violence.
This bitch is crazy. Do you believe men can have baby? Hell no. Then you are denying trans women exist. Now they finna kill their motherfucking self. Oh, I can't take it. Holly said I don't exist. Well, this bitch on here saying you exist. Believe in this bitch. Huh? Oh, Holly don't believe I exist. They that fragile? A motherfucker say they don't exist, and the motherfucker want to. They exist. They everywhere. They motherfuckers on TV. They got TV shows. The motherfuckers got drag race games and all kind of shit. RuPaul trans. Come on, man. We know they exist. The motherfuckers on the train, on the bus, on YouTube, on TikTok. You can't get away from Joe Biden say this shit all the time. The fuck will you know they don't exist? They not no leprechauns or no. It's not like a motherfucker gonna say like, oh man, guess what I saw today? I saw a transgender. Where? Nigga walking down the street, I thought it was a man and it was a woman. What? I didn't even know they exist. Me neither. I just saw one. Who in the fuck did now transgender exist? You got the motherfuckers in school reading books to the little kids. Come on, man.
Right? You're inviting problems. You are. Now, can they do that? There is no law really precluding it unless their actions are causing true harassment, true distress, true harm. The moment you see that, you can maybe perhaps do something.
From every corner of the Commonwealth, when you silence us and don't allow us to amend bills that won't let people vote, that won't allow women to make their own decisions, you're silencing all of us.
I'd also
Randy Macho Man Savage, Hulkamaniacs, you're silencing all of us.
be curious to find out who is funding this. Where are they getting the $250 to pay all these individuals? So I would start digging a bit into the actual cause, into who's behind it, into what they're doing.
Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you?
Absolutely.
Or are they also treated like this, where
No,
they're
they're
told
allowed
that
to
they're
question.
opening up people to violence?
We have a good
by
time in my
questioning?
class. You should join.
I hope this bitch not in your class right here. I hope this bitch not in your class. If she in your, no matter of fact, she in your class, I'm going. I want to see this bitch up close and personal.
So we need to suspend the rules and let this amendment come through before we rush this off to the voters.
Before we rush it off to the voters. Yeah, but we don't want the voters to choose. We want to do our shit before we give it to the voters. Then let them choose, because we choose for the voters.
You might learn a lot.
Wow, I would learn a lot. I've learned a lot
I
just in this
know,
exchange.
absolutely.
Extraordinary.
And look, protests have been happening for a while. This is just a really innovative way to do it.
But money, I mean, innovative, I don't know. Appealing
It's a
to
different
people's
way because-
greed, I don't know if that's innovative. I just know that if somebody is harassed to the point where they have to exit the back door of a restaurant, whether you agree with them or not, I mean, I don't know. Is that harassment if somebody is shouting you down while you're having a steak?
Yes, it is. Or shouting you down when your ass is in Congress.
Those same voters that you tried to silence in 2020 when you didn't like the outcome of the election. Those same voters that you said it didn't matter what they chose.
Is that harassment or is that just inconvenient?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but here's the difference. They're public figures, and this is where it becomes different. It's the same thing when we protected the president, the vice president, chiefs of staff, heads of staff, Secretary of State, Secretary of Homeland Security. Wherever these people would go, they would attract individuals who had unhealthy interest towards them, wanted to cause them harm.
Those are the people you're trying to shut up.
The Democrats.
Y'all trying to shut up Republicans. Well, I want to show you what you all learned today, right? If you come late to this, you probably want to rewind it, right? You learned that Jane Revenge assassinated over 11,000 babies in the 5-year period. Went to jail for murder, right? 3-year period, something like that. Went to jail for murders, right? Roe v. Wade was passed and all their murders was dropped. You learned that, right? You learn that the way that liberals are trying to counter Roe v. Wade is getting their dick cut off and their pussy sold up, right? They don't want no kids, right? You've learned that. You've learned that the way that the Democratic Party attack is they attack religion. You learned that. You learned that. You learned that it's racist, and you learned that gay people or trans people commit suicide if you don't believe they exist. If you ask questions about them, that means you don't believe they exist. You can't ask questions about them. We just learned that. We just learned women is not the only men, not the only people can have babies, right? We learned that. We learned that Joe Biden used to care for abortions, right? We learned that Joe Biden used to be against abortions. Now Joe Biden don't give a fuck. We learned that some of the Democrats weren't as radical as they was a couple of years ago. We learned a lot from this video. And we learned two crazy ass women, one black angry woman and one black woman that's out of her motherfucking mind, right? We learned all of that today. So this is a good day of lessons, and this is a good day of learning. Now I must go out, and I'm trying to ask people questions on Hunter Biden. I was out all day. I couldn't find nobody to ask questions about Hunter Biden, right? While the Hunter Biden topic is hot, and then this video is hot, you know what I'm saying? I need to get some street questions on Hunter Biden so I can go ahead. I got like 10 questions. One of the questions, like, I'm going to give you an example of one of the questions. I got 10 of them like this. I'm going to give you an example of one of the questions, right? I got all of them from the last couple of days, right? What did Hunter Biden, right? What was Hunter Biden did not do? What did Hunter Biden, what did Hunter Biden was not accused of, right? I don't even know the damn question. I got it. Matter of fact, I don't even know the damn book. Is this the book? Hold on. Is this the book? Because I don't know the questions by heart. Hold on. I don't know the questions by heart. Let me make sure this the book. If not, we're going to have to do this another day because I don't know the damn questions by heart. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to do this another day. I done forgot the damn questions that fast. That's why I wrote them on the cue card. I done forgot the questions that damn fast. My questions in the car. It's not in that book right there. But I'm finna find out because a lot of people don't know, you know, if Hunter. No, one of the easy questions, because it's a setup question. I don't want to give them crack questions all the way, right? One of the questions like, what did Hunter Biden lose and say was used in a crime or say was stolen from him, right? Is it his wallet, his car, his gun, or his laptop? See if they're going to get it, right? What did Hunter sneak across the border, right? Was it guns, dope, prostitute, or wild animal? I got a couple. I'm finna get them. I put a couple of joke questions up in there because I always got to put a joke question up in there to make it fun. You know what I'm saying? It may sound real to them, but it's fake to me. You know what I'm saying? Like an animal. Like, you know, we know Hunter Biden ain't sneaking no animals across the damn border. He probably fucking one, but he damn sure ain't sneaking one. Huh? They don't know about Hunter Biden. What did he call his mother, right? Did he call her a stupid bitch? A silly cunt? A sour pussy? Or whatever, or something else, right? What did he call his mama only when he was mad at her because he tried to send her to rehab? They don't know about these questions. I got to tell the people about their president. They voted for a crackhead. I got to tell the people. I got to hit the street. So let me make these shirts, and hopefully I can get this footage by tomorrow or something like this. Hopefully niggas on the street today, and I can get some of this footage. And I can put this video up by tomorrow. So see y'all tomorrow. The show is over. If you came here late, go back and learn something. If you ain't donated, donate to your favorite comedian. Stop being ashamed. You can send it to the P.O. Box. You can donate on here to Cash App or PayPal, or you can send it through this shit right here on this super chat. Donate to your favorite comedian, damn it. I'm worth it. Huh? If you forgot to donate to your favorite comedian today. I'm out.